Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and welcome, Minister, to our chamber again. My questions are regarding sections 21, 22, and 23, which some have referred to as the Henry VIII clauses, which allow the government to exempt your activities, your plans from a series of acts. Now, I wonder if you could just, explain the reason for that, and a couple of other specifics. Are the exemptions limited to the acts in Schedule 2? And as I understand it, there is no time limit on that, so governments could ignore these acts for decades to come. Am I right or wrong?
So I'm not going to repeat the colorful, but I think not entirely fair term that you used. This is about being sure that we really can get big projects built. It is about recognizing that today the legislative frameworks which we have are not adequate to this moment in Canada. They also have become covered in barnacles, just as internal trade has been. And I hope you'll agree with me, I think you probably will, and with the Prime Minister, that this is a moment of real national crisis, and that we need to respond to that crisis with some extraordinary measures, and saying we are going to get major projects built now, and we're going to give ourselves the tools to do it. I want to be clear, though, that this legislation is about enabling that, and I truly believe there is no one in this chamber, and really no one in Canada, who would disagree with the assertion we need to build more big things in Canada faster. I think we're all going to agree on that. I think we're also all going to agree we need to do it safely. We need to do it in a way that respects the rights of Indigenous people in Canada. We need to do it in a way that respects the environment. We need to do it in a way that that provinces and territories and the federal government are collaborating. This process is designed to do exactly that, and there will be great transparency and a lot of public debate around each project that goes through this process.
Do I have a minute or so?
56 seconds.
What would be an example of an occasion where you might want to exempt the government from an act?
You know what? One of the things I learned about it during the first NAFTA negotiations was it's a hostage to fortune to go into hypotheticals. So what I will say is this is about setting a framework, and there will be great transparency and great national debate around each project that goes through this process.
And would this cover housing?
As I said, the Act outlines the criteria very clearly. It is not about naming specific projects. Some projects have been discussed as possibilities, but each project will have to go through this process.